And as I do so, Mr. Speaker, this notion that we are in a hurry should also be dispensed with, because I don't think we are in a hurry. We have all the time to deal with the issues.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
No.
Mr. Speaker, Standing Order 131. Standing Order 131. Provides that where a bill has been read a second time and before commencement of the committee of the whole, as we are about to do, Mr. Speaker, amendments have been proposed to it, which in the opinion of the Speaker require harmonization. The Speaker may direct any member proposing an amendment to the bill to appear before the relevant departmental committee dealing with the subject matter of the bill to present his or her proposed amendments, and the committee shall submit a report to the House on the result of the exercise before the committee of the whole House is taken. Mr. Speaker, you will notice from the Standing Order 131 that the amendments that have been proposed go to the core of the bill, and some have got far-reaching ramifications. I just want to plead with you, because we haven't been told if at all a window was provided to the Committee on Finance, chaired ably by Honorable Kimani Kuria, to undertake this harmonization process. In fact, in parliamentary parlance, it is referred to as winnowing. That would then make the work of the whole House easier, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is much more to it, Mr. Speaker, because, Mr. Speaker, in the past, previous speakers, and in particular Speaker J.B. Muturi, has ruled when faced with similar situations where there have been very many amendment proposals to a bill. He has ruled that the winnowing exercise be undertaken before the committee of the whole can commence. But he has even gone further, Mr. Speaker. If you go to Article 118 of the Constitution, Article 118 of the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, imposes a duty on this House, without reading it, imposes a duty on this House to undertake proper public participation on any bill before it can be dispensed with or before it can be processed. So, Speaker, the upshot of this, and again this is buttressed by Standing Order 127.3, which I will read. 127.3, Mr. Speaker, and I seek members' indulgence. 127.3, the departmental committee to which a bill is committed shall facilitate public participation on the bill through an appropriate mechanism, including B, holding public hearings, and many other things. The Speaker, going by the number of amendments being proposed, firstly by the Committee on Finance, and secondly by various other members and chairs of other committees, it would appear that the character of this bill is likely to change in a comprehensive manner, Mr. Speaker. And we are likely to be transacting business on matters which the public have not been given an opportunity to make their contribution. In other words, on a matter on which the public has not participated, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to just give two examples of bills which had not only been referred back to the Committee for Harmonization, which is winnowing, but actually were ordered to be republished by the Honorable Speaker J.B. Muturi. So, Speaker, one such bill is the gaming bill, as number 35 of 2019. The second bill is the Universities Amendment Bill of 2021. In those two instances in respect of those two bills, Speaker Muturi having assessed the enormity of the proposed amendments and the likelihood of them changing fundamentally the character of the original bill, and bearing in mind the requirements and the dictates of Article 118 of the Constitution on public participation, buttressed by Standing Order 127.3, did direct that the bills not only be harmonized but actually be republished before the House could transact them. Mr. Speaker, in the same vein, I want to plead with you, because 30th of June is still too far away, Mr. Speaker. The House can find a mechanism of navigating through this process, but we cannot circumvent a very cardinal process, a very cardinal principle in the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which is public participation under Article 118, Mr. Speaker, by simply rushing through this process. Mr. Speaker, it is my submission that this bill requires not only a harmonization process, but actually requires to be republished, having so that the public can be given adequate time and opportunity to participate. Mr. Speaker, I submit. Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and may thank the Leader of Minority for raising those issues. However, Honorable Speaker, a number of the issues that have been touched on by the Leader of Minority are not accurate. Because, Honorable Speaker, I have been in this House for the last almost 11, 12 years with the Leader of Minority. We joined this House together. And he knows for a fact, because he has alluded to previous rulings by Speaker J.B. Muturi and precedents set by Speaker J.B. Muturi. The Leader of Minority knows for a fact there is not any single moment that Speaker Muturi or indeed any other speaker in the history of this House has allowed the process of winnowing alluded to Understanding Order 131 on money bills. That is a fact, and the Leader of Minority knows that is a fact. Winnowing has been done on other bills except money bills that are not subject to Article 114 of the Constitution, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, in view of that, Honorable Speaker, that's what I was saying, Honorable Speaker, it is not accurate what the Leader of Minority is saying. And indeed, if this was not a money bill, a winnowing process would help to enable the House to process the myriad of amendments that are similar in a faster way. But on money bills, the Leader of Minority, with all due respect, knows in the history of this House, it has never happened, because money bills are subject to the provisions of Article 114. Two, Honorable Speaker, this is not the first finance bill we are processing as a House. Neither is it the last. But filibustering is also not the first time we are seeing it. And it's not the last time we are seeing it, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I hear the Honorable Leader of Minority say that we don't need the concurrence of the National Treasury. And to an extent, I agree with him. We are not under the directions of the National Treasury at all. But I want to confirm that in line with the provisions of Article 114 of the Constitution, the Chair of the Finance Committee has been able to engage, and even after the House Business Committee this morning, Honorable Speaker, I was in a meeting with the Chair of the Finance Committee and a whole delegation from the National Treasury to consider all the amendments that have been proposed both by the committee, and indeed, I can tell you there were clauses, amendments that had been proposed by the committee, which on consultation with the National Treasury, some were dropped. There are amendments. If you go through the supplementary order paper, Honorable Speaker, you will see the amendments by the member for Homa Bay, the Honorable Kaluma, that have been allowed following that consultation. There are amendments by the Honorable Oundo, Honorable Naisula, who is seated right at the back, Honorable Mbui, Honorable Aluoch, Honorable Mule. Therefore, there are myriad of many amendments that have been allowed following that consultation. And therefore, that's what I was saying, it may not necessarily be very accurate to say that there are those that have been condemned and heard. 2, Honorable Speaker, or 3, the question of public participation. In the history of legislative processes in this country since the enactment of the new constitution, Honorable Speaker, no other bill, none whatsoever, not even the infamous political parties bill, which we took through winnowing, none has had a more rigorous public participation exercise than this finance bill, Honorable Speaker. And I must commend the chair and the finance committee and members who sit in the finance committee from both sides of the political divide, because I know they are diligent members of the finance committee in Azimio who sat through the public participation. There are many members within the Kenya Kwanza coalition who sat for long hours through public participation. For the first time, Honorable Speaker, I have seen members of parliament, as Honorable Junet was saying, not just sitting up to midnight, sitting even on Sundays. At one point, Honorable Speaker, may the Lord forgive me, I was watching a public participation exercise when I was seated in church somewhere, Honorable Speaker, because these members of the finance committee devoted a lot of their time to this public participation. And therefore, the question of public participation, I think, is spent and is something that has been covered. Honorable Speaker, there are other amendments, and I'll draw reference to some amendments I've seen here by the Honorable Makali Mulu, some that seek to delete particular clauses, Honorable Speaker. I think, Honorable Speaker, other than being subjected to the provisions of Article 114, if you are seeking to delete a provision in a bill, the easier way is to vote against that particular provision in the bill. And therefore, you have been accorded the opportunity, since the provision is still the particular clause, for instance, those that the Honorable Makali Mulu sought to delete. The easier way is when we go to committee, the Honorable Makali Mulu will get an opportunity to prosecute his case as to why he seeks deletion and convince me and others that we should delete that particular clause. And if we agree with him, we vote in the negative and delete, basically defeat that particular provision, and it will not be there. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, let me in conclusion say that the process of winnowing in the history of this House, I think, is a fact that is known by those who have been here, that the process of winnowing has never been subjected to money bills. And unless we are trying to reinvent that, Honorable Speaker, and I do want, in conclusion, to beg that as much as we are not in a hurry, Honorable Speaker, as the leader of minority says, we have up to midnight. We are in no hurry. But we must also spend the time that we have devoted here up to midnight today, up to midnight tomorrow, up to midnight on Thursday, and hopefully even before 30th, any other day. But we must utilize our time properly. Let us not in any way utilize our time through filibustering and trying to spend time in not a very wise manner, Honorable Speaker. I beg to submit.
Junet.
Mr. Speaker, the cardinal responsibility of this House is to legislate, Mr. Speaker, in Article 95. And Mr. Speaker, we must stop anything that can impede legislation in this House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the members here have amendments to the finance bill, but they have been told that under Article 114, there must be consultation with the Treasury. But Mr. Speaker, the consultation with the Treasury is supposed to happen between the committee and the Treasury, and not necessarily with the members. And this impedes now members from doing their legislation work, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I remember in 2018, in this House, and it's on record, it is in the hands of Mr. Speaker, I brought an amendment to the finance bill, and which was a money bill. And we were amending a clause that was putting, VAT, 16% VAT on fuel, the same thing we are doing today. And Mr. Speaker, at the beginning I was told that this is supposed to be under 114. But the Speaker then was seated on the same chair, you are seated today, made a ruling in the afternoon here and said that let the matter be decided by the members themselves in a voting. And in the end, we agreed that let us come up from 0, we go to 8, and the executive comes from 16, they come to 8, and that's why today we have 8% of VAT on the fuel, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there was no memorandum. There was nothing. We agreed here, and the Speaker ruled that he's exempting that amendment from what Article 114. Why? Because even the Constitution, that 114 says, in the opinion of the Speaker has an opinion. The Speaker has a serious opinion, because he's the one who runs the House. He's the one who is in charge of legislation in this House, Mr. Speaker. He's the one who approves amendments. He's the one who looks at the constitutionality of matters that we bring to this House, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, first, don't lose what the Constitution has given you, which says, in the opinion of the Speaker. It did not say in the opinion of the Minister for Treasury. It did not say in the opinion of the Minister for the PS for Treasury. Mr. Speaker, in your opinion, if a matter, if an amendment is of national interest, of national importance, Mr. Speaker, in your opinion, I beseech you, you should allow, members will do a decision here in one way or the other, Mr. Speaker. The amendment will be voted on, and they will decide on one way or the other. But in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, let me also add a pick from where the majority leader said, like what Honorable Makali has proposed in terms of deletion. Mr. Speaker, I don't think voting against an amendment is the same as proposing an amendment of deletion, Mr. Speaker. Those are two different things. They are not the same. They are not the same, Mr. Speaker, according to the way I understand it. Deletion means getting rid of that thing in totality, completely out of the bill. But no means it can go either way, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, even deleting you have to, that is why exactly you vote on the amendment and you also vote for the deletion, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, deletion of clauses have been a tradition in this House, Mr. Speaker. The clerk here, before he became the clerk, he was the director of legislation and this other thing, what's called what? Legislation and procedure. And Mr. Speaker has been approving deletions for the last 15 years I've been here, or 10 years I've been here. Delete this, delete that. Why is deletion becoming an issue today? If you don't like that deletion, vote against it also. The way you are saying we vote against the amendment. Mr. Speaker, let us have here free, under the Article 95, freedom of debate and freedom of legislation. Let anybody bring any amendments they want. Let it be put on a vote. And if the vote carries, whichever side carries the vote, we agree with it and we move forward. Mr. Speaker, let us not hide ourselves under Article 114. That article is so ambiguous. It's like the one that the executive uses to guard Parliament. When we normally pass bills here, they go for assent. They return it with a memorandum, Mr. Speaker. And then you are told to undo that. You have to get 2/3. Article 115. That's another one. That has been abused for the last 10 years, Mr. Speaker. It was abused in the last 10 years.
Okay,
Mr. Speaker, you sit.
There's a point of order from Chepkonga. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, when Honorable Junet Mohammed repeats himself over, he doesn't need to convince anyone. He just filibustering here. What he just needs is to stay to be relevant to what he's saying. But, he looks at the majority leader, then he repeats the same thing he had just said 30 seconds. Mr. Speaker, you should rule him out of order. There's a standing order which is very clear, not being repetitive. And Mr. Speaker, he doesn't need to convince us too much. We know where he stands. Just he speak for 1 minute, and then he sits down, and then we will deal with the rest, Mr. Speaker.
Junet, finish, Junet.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Chepkonga is my friend, Mr. Speaker. But these 5 years of absence from Parliament, Mr. Speaker, something must be done. But anyway, something must be done, Mr. Speaker. We must do something about it, I think. But let me leave it there. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I want to say that, Mr. Speaker, in your own wisdom and in your own opinion, Mr. Speaker, I beseech that we allow amendments that have been brought by the members so that we can proceed and vote on them and see how they go, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Morogara. Just take your seat, I'll give you. Morogara.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as we proceed, we must distinguish between money bills and ordinary bills. And there is clear distinction even from our own constitution, as to what are money bills and what are ordinary bills. When it comes to standing orders on winnowing, it is very clear, and this is a house of record. We have precedents on where winnowing has been allowed, where harmonization has been allowed by the Speaker. We do not have any precedent in this house where winnowing has been called for and where this house, the Speaker has allowed for winnowing to take place. The reason being, money bills are actually special forms of bills which are contemplated during the budget making process. This is where this house is appropriating money so that the government has revenue for its use. Even where you look at the Constitution, where it is stated in the opinion of the Speaker, it proceeds to say in sub-article 2 that that motion for a matter listed in the definition of a money bill, the Assembly may proceed as per recommendations of the Committee of the House after taking into account the views of the Cabinet Secretary responsible for finance. So surely this is not far-fetched when we say we are to seek views of the Cabinet Secretary for Finance. It's part of our law. Most important, it's important to say that in the last parliament in which I sat, we did winnowing in the political parties amendment laws, which was in order. We also did it in the security laws, which was in order, but we have never done it in a finance bill. And most important, again, I go to deletions. Deletions in a finance bill are equivalent to successfully opposing a section of that act. Once you oppose successfully, that section is deleted in entirety. This is why we are saying there is no point in having these deletions in the order paper. We simply take it to vote. It carries the day, the deletion succeeds. It fails, the section remains. Therefore, we believe we should be proceeding without these deletions, and most important, the winnowing bit is not relevant to what we have before the House today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to go on record that I've been a member of the Budget Committee since I joined this Parliament for the last 11 years. And one of the key responsibilities of the Parliamentary Budget Office is to determine whether bills are money bills or they don't need to come to the Budget Committee. Once bills are determined to be money bills, Honorable Speaker, the Budget Committee will have to sit and accord a member a chance to present this bill and justify why the bill is important to this country. And on the basis of that, then there will be consultation with the Treasury to determine whether the bill should proceed to the second reading or not. Now, Honorable Speaker, what we have done to this bill, this being a finance bill, automatically all amendments will be money bills. All amendments will relate to money bill because this is a finance bill. Honorable Speaker, if you look at the kind of amendments being proposed by members here, and there are very many, Honorable Speaker, I think what Junaid was saying makes a lot of sense. That we might need to be accorded an opportunity as honorable members who are proposing these amendments to be listened to, so that on the basis of that, then we make a decision whether it will withdraw my amendment or not. In a situation where you are leading more than 10 honorable members and two departmental committees proposing amendments, and we just want to rubbish this kind of amendment by the fact that they relate to Article 114, I think we have been unfair to this House as a House which makes laws. So, honorable members, for me, we still have up to 30 to pass this bill. I don't think we are late. If it was my opinion, I would have requested that the Speaker accords us an opportunity, maybe up to midnight, as he's saying. Now we can just break and this committee convenes. We go there up to midnight, we present our issues, and then we see our way forward. The other issue is, when I propose to delete a clause, we know this House, matters voting, we lose all our senses. People will just say yes, even when it should be no. Others will be saying no when it should be yes. And on those basis, the only room I have is to delete, so that I'll have an opportunity to prosecute my case And I hope I will be convincing some on the basis of objectivity and not on the basis of what we have been told to do, honorable members. So, Honorable Speaker, I beg you, if it is possible, you accord these honorable members an opportunity to prosecute our amendments. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chair of the committee, I will bring this to a closure soon.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have an advantage of having been a member of the Committee of Finance and National Planning for the entire life of the 12th Parliament, and therefore I have seen the process of the finance bill for the last 5 years, and this is the 6th year where I've chaired. Honorable Speaker, on 2 occasions, I actually did not agree with the committee, and I wrote, and it was actually on the order paper, that I move amendment on the finance bill. And those 2 occasions, Honorable Speaker, there was no winnowing that happened for those particular finance bill for the 5 years that I served as a member of the Committee of Finance and National Planning. The Honorable Makali Mulu brings a very interesting debate about money bills and budget committee. So, and now that makes it even a little more complicated. Then, should therefore those amendments have been sent to the Committee of Budget and Appropriations and not then the Committee of Finance and National Planning? Lastly, Honorable Speaker, most of the amendments that honorable members were bringing, we actually did have a sitting with the committee, and we actually looked at them. And for some of those and most of those amendments were actually being carried in our amendments that you're proposing this particular afternoon, Honorable Speaker. And lastly, every clause, and I would like members to really understand this, that every clause in this particular bill has a financial implication. Last week, we did pass in the Committee of Supply, the appropriations of various categories. I did not see, Honorable Speaker, apart from the allocation for private universities, I did not see any amendment proposing to do a cut in any of the budget proposals that was passed by the Chair of the Budget and Appropriations Committee. Therefore, to expect, therefore, that the committee would accept particular clauses or amendment for particular clauses without consultation on the financial implication would be committing a budget suicide, if we call it Honorable Speaker, because we have a responsibility. And unfortunately, that responsibility is being carried by the Committee of Finance and National Planning to find resources for projects, for votes that this particular House has agreed on. So I really urge this House, when you come to debate on the revenue measures to finance the budget you members of Parliament have already passed, which I did not see any of the members of Parliament on the other side of this House amending any vote to reduce our expenditures, to come and now reduce how we are going to finance this. We have tried to achieve a deficit of only 718 billion. Therefore, any amendment without consultation on any clause is therefore going to affect our
Chairman,
debt and our...
114.
I think, Honorable Speaker, I have made my point. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, for us to make progress, having listened to the issues raised by the minority leader, the response of the majority leader, the Honorable Junet, the Honorable Makali Mulu, the Honorable Murugara, and the Honorable Kimani. First, the issue of Article 114 should be protected and be held as sacrosanct. However, in the opinion of the Speaker, and this is not in any way President setting against 114, having looked at the amendments listed and the clauses in the bill that have attracted the highest proposals for amendments, and these are the following clauses: Clause 2, Clause 24, Clause 33, Clause 34, Clause 36, Clause 43, Clause 76, Clause 78. I will allow proposed amendments on those clauses to proceed regardless. The rest, order. Those of you who have filed amendments, you know the clauses you are amending. In my view, and in consultation with my clerks at the table, the clauses that have attracted the highest proposals for amendment, and it will not be good to lock them out. I want those who have proposed to prosecute them. Are clauses 2, 24, 33, 34, 36, 43, 76, 78. I'll allow, regardless of my views on 114, and I want to repeat, this is not a precedent setting. It is a unique situation that I'll allow the House, in the interest of fairness and in the interest of arriving at a consensual bill that takes our country forward. You will be allowed to prosecute your amendments, and Honorable Kimani and Honorable Majority Leader and the rest be available to prosecute this in committee stage. As we go into the committee of the whole, I want to say the following. Yes, Junet, what is it?
Speaker, in accordance with your ruling, Mr. Speaker, now that has changed the dynamics of our engagement, I'm requesting, Mr. Speaker, that we adjourn for 10 minutes so that we appraise our members on those clauses that you have given. Then we sit down again, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Yes, Ruku. Honorable Ruku.
10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. It is true, the Crowd 71, Mr. Speaker, sir, has ensured that this country has missed royalties from the year 2020 to now, from the year 2020 July to the moment. And if we are not going to...
Are you speaking to my direction?
Yes, if you are not going to allow this House, Mr. Speaker, to also look at the amendment. No, he has not mentioned Crowd 71. I beseech you, Mr. Speaker, to also allow Crowd 71 of the finance bill to be looked at, regardless whether it is a money bill or it's affecting Article 114 of the Constitution or not. Because if it does not get the amendment, Mr. Speaker, this country will continue losing royalties, and we are here seeking to see how we can finance the deficit of 719 billion as it
Honorable
has been...
Ruku, you seem to have a mistaken belief that the amendment will go through. It will be put to a vote.
Yes, please, Mr. Speaker, I beg you to allow, we put that clause
take your seat.
into the...
You know, if I now start deleting and including, we will not make progress. I've given you a reasoned direction, and I believe it's a sound direction. Let me now call the House. What is procedural, Bandi? And let it be procedural.
Procedural. Mr. Speaker, I want to first of all thank you for your ruling and the indulgence on this matter of allowing members who had proposed amendments to be considered. But Mr. Speaker, as a matter of procedure, from the debate here, Mr. Speaker, it is clear that we need to do something about our standing orders and to make amendments. Mr. Speaker, I want to just suggest, because tomorrow we will have another speaker who may not indulge its members. We need to be clear that if this provision in the Constitution talks about Assembly may proceed only in accordance with the recommendation of the relevant committee of the Assembly, there should be a report from the committee on each and every proposed amendment so that members proposing amendments, Mr. Speaker, are not disadvantaged. It should not be left at the whim of the clerk or even the speaker, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, by the way, you only have the authority, in your opinion, to determine whether it is a money bill. But as to whether the House should proceed, that is now supposed to come from the committee. And that should be in form of a report, Mr. Speaker. So what I expected, Mr. Speaker...
Mbadi,
yes.
You are actually pursuing a defeatist argument.
No, Mr. Speaker, I am just asking that we fine-tune our standing orders.
You are inviting me to lock out everything. Because, Honorable Mbadi, you know you are talking to a speaker who is also a very senior lawyer in this country and who understands legal issues very clearly. There is the provision of Article 114 and the public participation bit. There is also your own standing orders that limits the time within which to file the amendments. So if you want to open that argument and we go back to the status quo ante, then we lock out everybody. I have exercised my discretion and magnanimity to members who have filed amendments in the largest number and said, so that we do not lock out members unnecessarily and unreasonably, those clauses that have attracted the largest number of proposed amendments cannot be for nothing. Let them be dealt with in the committee of the whole. You will argue your case for amendment. The chair of the committee or any other member will respond. The chair of the committee of the whole will put the question and the matter will proceed. Number two, going forward, because I have told you already, honorable members, and directed that you'll sit up to the end of the day, today, tomorrow, Thursday. But it's also in your interest to prosecute the matter and finish it within reasonable time. So the manner of voting, I will direct the chair of the committee that where he or she finds it necessary to call for an electronic vote, to do so. Where it is necessary to go for a voice vote, I always call it a noise vote. If you want to have a noise vote, the chair will determine. Where you want to have an electronic vote, the chair will determine, so that you can make reasonable progress. So I now ask you to be upstanding. We go into the committee of the whole.
Order number 14, Committee of the Whole House.
Supposed to bow. I bow.
Did you bow?
Yes, I did. Members, I already bowed and none of you are sitting. You may sit. We now commence the committee of the whole house.
Two. The Income Tax Act, Clause 2. Yes, amendments. We'll proceed with this.
I now propose the question that Clause 2 be part of the bill. Mover to move the amendment. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 2 be amended as per the supplementary order paper. And essentially what we're doing here, Honorable Speaker, is changing the definition of winnings in the relating to betting, gaming, lottery, prize competition. And this is where we are only allowing the profit made on that particular bet by tightening the law, so that the only money that is allowed to be deducted from the amount staggered is the amount that pertains to that particular transaction. So, Honorable Chair, this is just tightening this on the law. This matter has been litigated in court, and we are just trying to make sure that it is aligned with the court ruling and defines the gains made on betting by specifying that only the amount that is going to be allowed to be deducted from the amounts waggered or staggered is the amount that was used for that. It is amount, not amount, that is used for that particular transaction and not transactions. And Honorable Chair, this also helps because there was a view that this could be abused, where if, for example, you place a bet of 1,000 shillings thrice and win after the fourth time, then what will be deducted will be the stakes that you've put the 3 times you've bet before. But Honorable Speaker, now this tightens up that particular law so that it's only the amount that is wagered or staked for that particular transaction. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Peter Kaluma. Yeah. I now propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. Okay, yes. Honorable Kaluma.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I beg to move that clause 2 be amended in paragraph A by deleting the proposed new definition of person. Honorable members.
Are we mixing the two amendments? Are we mixing the two amendments?
No, I'm giving Honorable Kaluma an opportunity to contribute to that because he had a similar amendment. He had a similar amendment. So his was similar.
Honorable Chair, is the amendment proposed on person? Because I heard the Chair, Honorable Chair, to speak about a different matter. If it is on person, I can contribute, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Kaluma, you had a similar amendment, yes.
I thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I would agree with the committee to delete the definition of person for the reason, Honorable Speaker, that the definition proposed states that in the case of an individual, a reference to a relative, a person includes a reference to a relative as defined in section 26, subsection 5, and that section 26, subsection 5 is a provision of the Income Tax Act. Honorable Speaker, when you look at that section 26, subsection 5, that definition includes your ancestor. In fact, it begins with ancestor, late relatives, deceased relatives, and so many people. It means you'd be obligated, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, to pay taxes for defaults even by your ancestors. And for that, I agree with the committee that it be deleted.
Yes, with the question. Yes, let's go to the next one.
Now you know.
I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the chair. Yes. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that
Yes.
Honorable Nikal. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. My amendment in clause 2 is actually clause 2B, and my amendment is that clause 2B should be deleted. The import of this amendment, Madam Speaker, is that all issues of digital content monetization is under this, taking from A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way up to H. So, Madam Speaker, that means that all these activities that are now being subjected to tax, it is my view, and we have been saying here, that when young people are actually trying to use content to actually raise some money, we do not go ahead again and tax them. Therefore, my amendment is that B be deleted. That is my proposal, Madam Chair.
I now propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by Honorable Nyikal. Yes, nothing. No, it's Honorable Badi. Yeah, Honorable Badi. It's on. No, he has put his name there.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I would not have a problem in supporting this amendment, in so long as. But the problem is the moment we now remove the digital content, then we must make sure that the provision in law that is taxing them, withholding tax, will also fall. So if you ask me, I would support Nyikal's amendment so that we are silent completely on the issues of digital content in terms of taxation, so that we exclude this important sector, the digital content monetization, and what we call content creators, and social, and so to allow the young generation, people who are interested in, who are unemployed, but are trying to eke a living. So, Mr. Speaker, Madam Chair, I would request the House to agree with this amendment so that we remove the digital content monetization completely from this finance bill, which therefore means when it comes to the withholding tax, which we will come to at 15%, then now that will not be considered at all, because we have already removed from the definition the digital content monetization.
Chairperson for the Finance Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think I want to make a clarification so that we move together. Honorable members, clause 2 has three sections. Has part A that talks about the definition of winnings, has part B that talks about the definition of digital content monetization, and by the way, this does not talk about the rate yet. We are just defining, especially with reference to what crowdfunding is, and providing reference. So that crowdfunding is where you use, say, Mchanga or WhatsApp to raise money, say, for a particular cause. So this amendment is not seeking to tax the amount of money raised in that particular crowdfunding, but the fees that are going to be collected as an income so that they are able to tax. Then part C, Honorable Osoro, these are three parts. It's important that we carry the members so that we know what we're doing. Part C is what Honorable Kaluma was talking about, deletion of persons. The committee has already proposed a deletion of that definition of persons that was giving liability to ancestors and family members and stepbrothers and stepsisters. So that is already, as I moved, as amendment of clause 2. With that, I wanted to bring the House to speed. I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Yeah, Honorable Chair, I was just letting you respond to the proposal by Honorable Nyikal. Then after that, I'll give you an opportunity to prosecute all your amendments as the Finance Chair. What's your point of order, Honorable Badi?
Madam Chair, what I wanted to say, because the proposed amendment is about digital content monetization.
Just put it in Oh, it's okay, Honorable Badi. If you're agreeing with me, then there's no need to. Just let him finish. You have a minute.
You say put the question, but you don't even know what people are discussing.
You're out of order, Honorable Badi. Just finish. I've given you a minute.
Madam Chair, yes. On the issue of rates, we will come to that. And the moment we are done.
Okay. Yes, thank you. All right, we've had you. Okay. I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by Honorable Nyikal. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. Do we allow the division? Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll ring the bell for 5 minutes. Ring the bell for 5 minutes. And get all your cards ready. Get your electronic cards ready. Honorable members. Yeah, I want to read.
Electronic. Electronic, but not everybody has a card.
No, they spare cards.
And the clerk had actually sent a message.
There's 100 there. People have been told to bring their cards, and there are some spare cards which they can bring for you.
I sent one.
You sent for one, eh?
You come on. Unile hiyo mtu kadi yangu. Wapi kadi yangu? Hello.
Kuna zingine mnatupa. No, kuna amendments zimetupa.
No, these guys wanted, they want to delay. So they don't already the speaker has directed about electronic voting, so there's nothing we can do. So I'll just cite standing order 70.
Yes.
And then say this, in any case the speaker has not directed. Yes. So in which case we shall proceed.
The division bell is currently on at the National Assembly, and members of the National Assembly are being rallied from the presence of Parliament to make their way into the chamber to allow for consideration of clauses in the Finance Bill 2023. The Finance Bill, currently, the members of the National Assembly are considering the clause 2 of the bill, where we've had members of the ruling party as well as the opposition being on divergent positions over this particular clause. And to just take you through the clause in the bill is that it is about the digital content monetization. The proposals in the bill is that the clause be amended in the proposed definition of digital content creation by deleting a paragraph E and substituting therefore with a new paragraph. This particular clause further offers for use of a logo, brand and catchphrase associated with content creator merchandises, sales, ebooks, as well as course or software. There is further proposals to delete paragraph H and substituting therefore with another paragraph H, A, that a content creator earns a commission or fees from crowdfunding. And the proposals is that there is a deletion of the proposed definition of a person. Currently, the National Assembly is considering the Finance Bill 2023 that has lots of clauses. And this is under the Committee of the Whole, where members of the National Assembly will be voting on different clauses. As it is, the bill has 79 clauses that members of the National Assembly will be considering. And so far, we have about 12 amendments to the Finance Bill 2023, where the opposition has 8 clauses. The committee has fronted 2 amendments, as well as the Kenya Kwanza administration has forwarded 2 amendments to the Finance Bill 2023.
Well, Sergeant at Arms, close the door. Honorable members, I wish to bring to your attention Standing Order number 70, as other members had raised the reason why we should undertake electronic voting. Standing Order number 70 says, unless the Speaker, for the convenience of the House, otherwise directs, voting on a division in the House shall be by electronic voting. And already the Speaker, when he was here, had already directed that voting will be by electronic voting. Honorable members, just to give you a reminder, honorable members, if there are members who don't have their cards, just bring it to the attention of the... Yes, but you, honorable member, you're out of order. Don't shout. He's going. Just bring it to the attention of the Sergeant at Arms. And then you go. Just go and listen to them. Just bring it to the attention of the Sergeant at Arms. And honorable members, I will now just take you through that now that the card has stopped, the bell has stopped, the doors have been closed and the bars drawn. We would like to ask all members to log out. All members log out for 60 seconds. Okay, 60 seconds. Let's wait for 60 seconds. Who's checking the time?
The clauses that we have to vote physically. So the issue of VAT, the issue of housing is physical. The other issues, electronic. So we have agreed like that. That's the position.
Honorable members, have you all logged out your cards? Okay. I can still see Betty Maina, Honorable from Murang'a County. Honorable Lisa Chelule, remove your card. Honorable James Wandai, Leader of Minority, kindly pull out your card. Robert Basil of Yatta, pull out your card. Honorable Ibrahim, Wajir North, also remove your card. Pull your card. Eh? Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Remove your cards. Log out. I still have a number of people here. Honorable Robert Basil, Honorable Babu Awino, Honorable Francis Masara, Honorable Abdikadir Muhammad. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. Let's wait for 30 seconds. Check the 30 seconds and we log in. Okay, honorable members, you may now log in. You may now log in. And at the expiry of 60 seconds, then you may vote. You have an option to vote yes, an option to vote no, or an option to abstain. Proceed. Okay, honorable members, it is now time. You may now vote. You may now vote. Go and listen to them. Just ignore them. I think they are doing it deliberately. Voting has actually deliberately been done. Voting has not been done. They have to display how many are in attendance first. Okay, there is a bit of a challenge with the system. Just hold on for a few minutes. It's being addressed. It's being addressed.
Why don't we go by roll call?
Yeah,
we say by roll call.
Order members, order members. The IT team is looking at it. There is no need to get animated about it. No, there's no point to be animated about it. It's okay. We are going to do it. You know, we have to try first because... Okay, it didn't work, eh? It didn't work. Okay, honorable members, we shall start roll call voting now because the system isn't working. But it was imperative to at least attempt to follow the speakers in directions. Have a seat, sit down. Take your seats, tell your team to take their seats. Honorable Wandai. Honorable Wandai, your team are the only ones standing. If you could kindly ask them to sit. Honorable Fatuma Migori, kindly take your seat.
From what IT is saying, 206 are already logged in.
There are 206.
206 are already logged in. Yes.
The results have come.
No, not the results, because they've not voted, but 206 are logged in.
260 are ready.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's either an issue of us.
So what is the system? What happens?
No, it takes time.
It will show when they vote. It will show the numbers. Why don't you tell one of the IT guy can't come here? Yes.
See, the reason why she's on phone is for her to do nobody. Yes.
So 260 people managed?
They are ready, yes. They are actually logged in. They are only waiting to do the vote. Yes.
The IT team has confirmed that 260 people are actually logged in, are just waiting to vote. Just hold on, they're trying to make sure that everybody's on it.
I don't know what he wants to say.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I have been to this House several occasions, and most of the time that we actually try to vote digitally, Madam Speaker, it has not been successful. I'm wondering whether it is a coincidence, Madam Speaker, because this House has invested colossal amounts of money in making sure that we are able to vote efficiently and especially digitally. Madam Speaker, we must relook at the entire IT team of this Parliament, Honorable Speaker, so that next time, if there is capacity they need, we capacitate, but we need to be efficient, Madam Speaker, in terms of voting, because I don't think this is a coincidence. This is normal.
Thank you. Thank you. Get there. Okay, this is what will happen. Because we already have over 270 people who are logged in. No, if you have not, okay, log in. Log in. No, log in. I can even see. Don't, just log in and wait. Honorable Badi, I can see your name. I can see your name, or you can move to another table. I can see your Honorable Badi. You can move to the next one and try and do it on the other one. Honorable Badi, I know that trick. You're trying to make sure that we can go and do manual. Okay. The clerk will do that. Okay. All right. We can give it one more try before we resort to another method. So let us all log out. Let us all log out. Let us all log out. Honorable Wandai, let us all log out. And then, has everyone logged out? Okay, let's wait for a few seconds. Yusuf Muhammad, Wajir West, pull out. Okay, all right. Now we can start again. Amos Mwango of Starehe, kindly remove your card. Don't log in until I tell you. Log out. Stay away until I tell you. I will tell you. You can ask for a spare. You can easily ask for a spare card. Okay, Amos Mwango, Starehe, please log out. Honorable Francis Masara, log out. Sunai West. Honorable Musa Sirma, log out. Babu Owino, log out. Okay, now let us, can they proceed? Can now log in. You can now log in. You can now log in. And then wait until I tell you to vote. Log in and wait until I tell you to vote. Log in. Whoever is logging in has logged in. Okay. Yeah, do not vote yet. Just stay logged in. Do not vote yet.
We will wait because they are counting how many are logged in. After they tell us, that's when we now give it.
Okay, honorable members, remain logged in, but do not vote yet. Remain logged in, but do not vote yet. Once the IT team has counted the number of people who have logged in, then we shall vote. I will give you the all clear. Honorable Bui, you are out of order. and you will actually end up not voting. So take your seat. You are already logged in. It's okay. That's your problem. Let us proceed.
You can't threaten us, Madam Chair. Why are you threatening us?
We'll vote. We are going to proceed to vote, but wait. We are just waiting for the go-ahead from IT, and then we'll tell you to vote. We shall proceed. It's working.
Imagine we would have finished by now, and you even know our votes. It's not working.
Honorable Body, if you just be a little patient, we are waiting for the all clear if the logging is working. If it's not, of course we will default to the other system. So let's just be patient. Let us be patient. Honorable Wanami, you're out of order. Just be patient. We are trying to check the system. I said in case the system does not work. You can get one from Sergeant at Arms. They can bring you one. But you've read article, Standing Order 70. You know Standing Order 70. I read Order 70 very clearly. Unless the Speaker directs, of course you don't want to vote. Just be patient for 2 more minutes. If it doesn't work and not everyone has logged in, we shall revert to the manual system. Let's wait. Okay, it seems apparent that the system is not working. Then take your seats that we can begin. Take your seats and we can begin.
Just to maintain order, direct that you read this, that everybody should be maintain order.
Order, honorable members. Order. Honorable Mbui. Honorable members. Honorable members, I wish to bring to your attention order number 76, standing order number 76. During division, members shall maintain order in the House and shall be in their designated seats and must remain seated until the result is announced. So, honorable members, let us obey our own standing orders. It's okay. Everybody can stay seated. The 2 clerks. Yes, Honorable Wanami. Don't argue. Honorable member, don't argue. Just say, you're already standing there. Yes. Not everything has to be aggravated. Okay, 2 people from this side. Honorable Pukose. Honorable Doya, take your seat. Okay. Honorable Wanjala, you're out of order. I just read Standing Order 76, that you must maintain order and be seated during division. If not, you'll be out of order and may have to leave the chamber. Take your seats. Honorable Owino, take your seat. Member for Karachu on your seat. Oh, Mumias, I can't see him. Everyone is seated. Okay, sound. Okay.
Itafanya nini? Just
You can sit.
Yes, just sit. Then advice.
Honorable members, as we begin the voting process, I wish to remind you of the question. I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by Honorable Nyikal. Okay, we shall now have the names read out by the clerk. All right, members, if your name is called, you pronounce your vote from where you're seated.
Chepkonga Kiprono Samuel.
Chepkonga, before to know, you mark.
Langat.
No, you don't mark like that.
No.
Here, there is a no and a yes.
There are people who are doing that. Mine is to ensure that.
No. Then if you want somebody to mark with me, so who is marking from here? Then you come out so that you mark from there. We want you to mark from there. Where could you? Where can you mark there so that we can see?
Gina. Langat Benjamin Kipkirui.
So you is voting no. Langat Benjamin Kipkirui is voted no. Yes. No. Okay.
Kitani Marian Jabet.
No.
Atandi Samuel Onunga.
No, Atandi is there. Atandi is here. Just say no.
Owino John Walter.
Absent. No, absent. Owino is absent.
Mrembo Irene Joki.
Irene Joki has voted no.
Shurie Abdi Omar. Sergon Florence Jamatia. Kandie Joshua Chepiegon.
No.
Kipkoros Joseph Makilap. Kamuren Shaus.
Kamuren? No. He has voted no.
Koesh Nelson.
No. Koesh Nelson, no.
Momanyi Innocent Obiri. Momanyi Innocent Obiri.
Absent.
Barongo Nolfason Obadia.
Borongo is there? Yes. Votes yes.
Alpha Miruka Ondieki.
Is voted no.
Lynette Chepkorir.
No.
Kilel Richard Cheruiyot.
No.
Yegon Richard Kipkemoy.
No.
Mamwasha Onchoke Charles.
Onchoke.
Onchoke Charles. Ogola Gideon Ochanda.
No.
Osero Patrick Kibagendi.
Absent. Yes. Amesema no.
Wanjala Rafael Sauti. Wamboka Nelson Jack Wamboka.
No, that's too loud. It's a spoiled fort.
Wambilianga Catherine Nanjala.
No.
Yakub Ado Kuno.
Do no.
Yakub Ado Kuno.
Absent.
Komingoi Kibet Kirui. Komingoi Kibet Kirui.
Komingoi. Kirui.
Omanyo Catherine Nakabi.
Absent. Absent.
Mwale Nicholas Tindi. Oyula Joseph Mahero. Mwiridhania Rindikiri Mugambi. Kirima Moses Ngushine.
We are Meford no. No. Rindigiri.
Kirima Moses Ngushine.
Meford no. Okay, okay. So.
Shimbwa Omar Mwinyi. Koech Victor Kipngetich.
No.
Barasa Patrick Simiyu. Barasa Patrick Simiyu.
Joula Meford yes.
Biego Paul Kibichi.
No.
Ntwiga Patrick Munene.
No. Joila Meford no.
Honorable members, you have to rise up so I see you physically. Everyone should sit down because I have to see each person who's voting physically. That's why I'm standing up. Be silent.
Mahalim Farah.
Absent. Huh?
Mahalim Farah.
Joya amenyamaza. He has voted no. No, Farah has voted no. Well, it can't be spoiled. He has voted no.
Elashi Beatrice. Elashi Beatrice.
Yes. Kindly rise and speak up loud. Okay.
Waweru John Kiari. Sirma Musa Cherutich. Welie Adan Kenan. Caroline Jebto Ngelechei. Gadhiru Mejadong Benjamin.
His votes no.
Honorable Fatuma, you are out of order. You are supposed to be silently on your seat. Yes. And that's the second warning, by the way. Yeah.
Ongili Babu Owino. Gakuya James Mwangi.
He has not voted.
That's a spoiled vote. Nobody.
No.
Honorable members, that's why it's important. Don't make a speech, just say yes or no or abstain. Please.
That one for Babu Winner's point.
Huh? Yeah, it's okay, yeah. Take your seat, Babu Owino, Honorable. Take your seat.
Gakuya James Mwangi. Gakuya James Mwangi.
Absent.
Mawadhe Julius Musili. Mwenje Mark Samuel. Daboen Pamela Njoki Njeru. Lelmengit Joses Kipto Kosgei. Omboko Milemba Jeremiah. Kipiegon Johanna Ngeno. Ukose Robert, Doctor.
No.
Yakub Farah Sala. Yakub Farah Sala.
Proceed.
Oundo Wilberforce Ojiambo. Iribae Said Buya. Tungule Charo Kenneth. Siad Amin Udgo. Siad Udgon. Baro Diko Mohammed. Guyo Ali Wario. Guyo Ali Wario.
Absent.
Muriu Wakili Edward. Kururia Elijah Njore Njoroge. Kagombe Gabriel Gaduka. Odhiambo Elisha Ochieng.
I vote no. His vote no.
Gedenji Robert Gishimo.
He votes no.
Wanjira Martha Wangare. Wamushomba Gadhoni.
Abstain.
Abstain. Gimose Charles Gumini. Gimose Charles Gumini.
Timose, absent.
Osogo Bensuda Joyce Atieno. Kaluma.
I'm a vote no, and I vote yes. That's a spoiled vote.
Kaluma George Peter Opondo. Karidho Kiili Daniel.
No. No. He has voted no.
Order, honorable members. Honorable Daniel, sit down. I will call your name again. Sit down. I will call your name again. Osoro, please, Honorable. Okay.
Call the name.
Karidho Kiili Daniel.
No.
Thank you. We'll also take a repeat and call out Honorable Suda.
Bensouda also.
Bensouda, Honorable Bensouda, take your vote again.
Okay.
Thank you.
So now neutralize.
Manaiba Julius.
Honorable Bayu Kilifi, take your seat. Fatuma, this is the third time. Proceed.
Julius Taitumu. Mwirigi John Paul. Abdi Ali.
Mwirigi is no. Even Kaitumu ni no. Amesema no.
Abdi Ali.
No.
Shinali Bernard Masaka. Shinali Bernard Masaka. Bonaya Mumina Golo.
Honorable Shinali, speak up. Honorable Shinali.
No, Kaitumu has voted no. No.
Speak up.
No. No.
Okay, let's go.
Mumina has voted no.
I take
Bonaya.
Bonaya Mumina no.
Okay, next.
Lomwa Joseph Samal.
Joseph Samal absent.
2B Bidu Mohammed.
2B and 40 years.
Badibadi Twalib. Ndongo Njoroge Koimburi. Wamashukuru James Kamau.
No.
Obara If Akinyi. Kalasinga Joseph.
I vote yes.
Titus Lote.
Order members.
Titus Lote.
Lote no.
Kimilu Joshua.
Yes.
Sankaire Lea Sopiato.
Honorable Wandai, honorable member for minority leader, tafadhali, ask them to keep the voices down so we can hear everyone.
Sankaire
no.
Lea. Okay. Kanchori Elijah Memusi. Amisi Kakuta. Nguro Onesmus Ngogoyo. Sakimba Parashina.
Absent.
Risa Sunkuya George. Muanda Elsie. Katana Paul Kahindi. Hassan Abdi Yusuf. Njuguna Chege. Makali John Okwisia.
No.
Kiungu Peter Irongo. Muli Fabian.
He votes no.
Shumel Samuel Moroto.
No.
Sudi Oscar. Okwome Andrew Adipo. Karauri Ronald Kamuiko. Were Shaus Ongondo. Were Shao Songondo, Mbui Robert, Korir Adams Kipsanai, Kipkoech Gideon.
Honorable Babu Owino, kindly take your seat. Take your seat.
Kipkoech Gideon Kimayo, Kemei Beatrice Chepngeno,
Absent.
Kemei Beatrice, Ruto Julius Kipleting, Wangaya Christopher Aseka, Wanjiko John Njuguna,
Absent. Aseka is absent. Where? 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 We are not seeing him.
Wanjiko John Njuguna, Waithaka John Machua, Muratha Ann Wanjiko, Orero Peter Ochieng,
Absent. Absent.
Mbalu Jessica Nduku,
No, I
Absent.
saw her somewhere there.
Mbalu Jessica,
Absent. Oh, she's there.
I can see you. Okay.
Mutuse Ekomas Mwengi,
No.
Wainaina Anthony Njoroge,
No.
Munyoro Joseph Kamau, Nyoro Samson Dindi, Ishungwa Anthony, Sunkuli Julius, Sunkuli Julius,
Yes. Yes.
Mwanyanje Gertrude Mbeyu,
I vote yes to the amendment. Thank you.
Baya Owen, Kitty Richard Ken Chonga,
Absent.
Zambia Thaddeus Kidhua, Mutua Didmas Barasa, Bisau Morris Kakai, umekapcha huyo? Okay. Rai Samuel Gonzi, Kwenya Dhuku Zakare,
No.
Kwenya Dhuku.
He's there. He's voted no.
Okay.
Na ule?
Oh.
Nyinyi ni kumark. Sisi ni
Muia Wanjiko, Muia Wanjiko, Cherorot Joseph Kimutai,
Cherorot.
Cherorot Joseph Kimutai,
Cherorot is saying no. No.
Kosgei Ilare Kiplangat,
No. Relax. Cherorot amevote no. Tumeiona. Koskei?
Maina Jane Jerry,
No.
Gitari Joseph Gashoki,
No. Huko nyuma.
Bedzimba Rashid Juma, Aburi Donye Doris,
Yes.
Ruth Adhiambo Odinga, Oron Joshua Odongo, Ahmed Shakil Ahmed. Buyu Rosa Akinyi.
Absent.
Kasalu Irene Mudhoni. Mulu Makali Benson. Mbai Nimrod Mbithuka.
Mbai is absent.
Mboni David Malika. Malika. Mboni. Nyamai Resho Kaki. Nyenze Edith.
Nyamai has voted no.
No. Nyamai is no.
Nyense Edith.
Nyenze Edith.
Absent.
Mokaya Nyakundi Japheth.
I vote no.
Kibagendi Anthony.
Kibagendi Anthony has voted twice, ama?
Gisairo Cliff Ombane.
It's disorderly to try and attempt to vote on behalf of someone who's not present.
Yegon Brighton Leonard.
He has voted no.
Kiprono Mutai Alfred. Tonui Joseph Kipkosgei. Kamero Maisori Marwa Kitayama. Robi Mathias Nyamabe. Masito Fatuma Amisi. Wanyonyi Ferdinand Kevin. Abdirahman Mohamed Abdi. Abdirahman Mohamed Abdi.
I vote no. Amepiga no.
Mohamed Abdikadir Hussein.
No.
Kagiri Jane Wangeshi.
No.
Kionjori Festus Mwangi.
No.
Korere Sara Paulata.
Absent.
Karani Stephen Washira.
Karani. No, Karani is somewhere.
Karani.
Proceed.
Washira Karani.
Lekuton Joseph.
No.
Marubu Monica Mudhoni.
Huh? Alikuwa around.
Nani?
Washira Karani.
Marubu Monica Mudhoni.
Amevote no. Huko nyuma amevote no.
Obo Ruweida Mohamed.
No.
Moirore Mudhama Stanley.
Amevote no.
Kothe Felix Odiwor.
No.
Kaangara Joseph Mboro.
No. Amevote no.
Mugabe Innocent Maino.
Mboko. Yes.
Okay. Mboko Mishi Juma. Mugabe Innocent Maino.
Amevote yes.
Hapo ametikiwa. Hawezi rudiwa. Shege John Kirago.
No.
Akuja Protas Ewesit.
No.
Oyugi Dick Maungu. Nabii Nabwera Daraja. Shiforomondo Mangale Munga.
No.
Mukwana Titus Kamala. Mbiuki Jafeth Miriti Kareke, Kamene Joyce, Mule Caleb Mutiso, Kombe Addison Garama, Omwera George Aladwa, Kiamba Susan Dunge, Kiamba Susan Dunge,
Absent.
Mumo Rose Museo,
Ayuko, absent.
Injendi Moses Malulu, Mnyasi Amina Laura, Abdullahi Bashir Sheikh,
No.
Sheikh Humal Ker Kasim, Abdirahman Mohammed, Haro Abdul Ibrahim,
No.
Yusuf Adan Haji, Yusuf Adan Haji,
Absent.
Mukunji John Gitonga,
Mugunji. Mugunji.
Mukunji John Gitonga, Njoroge Mere wa Maua, Bowen David Kangogo,
No.
Toroitish Timothy Kipchumba, Wako Naomi Jilo, Mwalio Joshua Mbidhi Mutua, Odanga Geoffrey Mahoa,
Absent.
Oluoch Anthony Tom, Gishuki Edwin Mugo,
No.
Kahugu Eric Mwangi,
No.
Tandaza Kasim Sawa,
No.
na Bulindo Peter Oscar,
Absent. Yes. Nabulindo? Oh, yes. Yes.
Mule Stephen Mutinda,
Ayuko. Wapi Mule? Wapi Mule? Mule, where is he? No, Mule is not there.
Mule Stephen Mutinda,
He's not there. Absent. You can't give him he's absent.
Kingola Patrick Makau,
Absent.
Ruku Geoffrey Karioki,
Yes, yes. No. You fought no. Yes. You fought no. You fought now. No.
Ruku Geoffrey Karioki,
No. Where's the
Nebat Bernard Morioki,
Marioke, no. No.
Nzioka Erastus Kivazu,
Msiokani, yes.
Kailemia Elizabeth Karambu,
But ule mwingine ni no. Muriuki ni no. Endelea. Continue. Kilemia Elizabeth.
Kailemia Elizabeth Karambu,
No.
Okay, hold on. Honorable Nebat Bernard, could you kindly take your vote again?
No, you said no. Why you?
Let's proceed.
Mohamed Fatuma Zinabu,
Sinap.
Proceed. Thank you. Proceed. Call the next name.
Kipngor Ruben Kiborek, Barto Phyllis Jepkemoy, Kimani Francis Kuria, Shimba Zamza Mohammed, Kirwa Abraham Kipsang, Jaldesa Guyo Wako,
Absent.
Jaldesa Guyo,
Absent.
Bader Salim Faisal,
No.
Chesebe Fred Kapondi, Oyo James Onyango, Gishoi Kagushia, Salasia Peter Kalerwa, Naika Johnson Manya,
Kagusha, no.
Honorable Kagusha. Honorable rise to your feet. Absent.
Maina Betinjeri,
No.
Mashele Mohamed Sud, Musau Vincent Musioka,
No.
Shake Peter Mbogo, Maingi Mary, Moliongi Gideon, Nzengu Paul, Nguna Shaus, Pasaris Eza Musoni, Kihara Jane, Wanjiro Njeri, Kiara Jane,
She votes no.
Shelule Lisa Chepkorir,
She votes no.
Gikaria David, Gikaria David.
Gikaria David votes no.
Kindly speak up, don't display, don't do sign language, just speak up.
Arama Samuel, Mulanya Geoffrey Ekesa, Muge Cynthia Jepkosgei, Kitur Bernard Kibor, Tonkei Rebecca,
No.
Aramat Lemanken,
No.
Pareyo Agnes Mantane, Kitilai Olentutu,
No.
Member for Kajiado County. Yes, and also Oscar Sudi and Honorable Kaluma, take your seats.
Tongoyo Gabriel, Wangwe Emmanuel, Gashagua George, Owino Martin Peters,
Kashakwa George is no.
GK Masharia Karaoke,
No.
Chepkon Charity Kadambi, Guyo Hade Wario,
Absent.
Abdul Rahim Dawood,
He votes no.
Nyamoko Johach Nyamashe,
No.
Owor Joshua Duma, Mohammed Ali Mohammed, Mongina Jerusha Momanyi, Gitau Faith Wairimo. Odoyo Okelo Gerard. Janda Zahir. Manduku Daniel Ogoka.
He has voted no.
Odege Tom Mboya. Washira Rahab Mukami.
No.
Manduku. Repeat for Manduku.
No, he said
No. Madenge Duncan Maina.
no.
Maina, no. Mushira Maiko Mwangi.
No.
Kiarao David Njuguna.
No.
Wainaina Maiko Wambogo.
No.
Kosing David Losiakou. Mupe Antone Kenga.
No, what is the problem?
The problem is
See, they have voted no.
No. Yes.
No, they've not
voted.
voted.
They have
No.
voted no. They have voted no.
They have voted no. No.
They have voted no.
Madam Speaker, we cannot have Babu here and
no.
They have voted
I'm the chief agent. I'm the chief agent. I'm the chief agent.
Wago has come back. Now step down.
Wago is back.
Wago is back.
Wago is back. Wago is back.
We can't have three. They have voted no. They voted no.
Which one? Honorable Mushira, could you kindly take your vote again? Yes. Yeah. And then Honorable David Njuguna Kiarambo. Thank you. Okay. Honorable Kosin.
He has voted yes, but then
Good. Let's proceed.
Mupe Antone Kenga. Mupe Antone Kenga.
Amevote no.
Msikize, so that,
Si ndio ule uko mwisho.
Gogo Liliana Cheng.
Absent. Oh, where?
That's a spoiled vote. Can you say yes or no? Order members.
Hakuna baba ya mtu hapa. Speaker.
Order, honorable members.
Hakuna baba ya mtu hapa.
Honorable, just take your vote again.
There is no baba. There is no baba.
Hiyo ni spoiled vote.
Hapana, sio spoiled.
Hiyo ni spoiled. Wewe tuendelee, my friend.
Honorable members. Order, honorable members.
That is a spoiled vote, Speaker. It is okay.
I perfectly understand that. It's the next sentence that was confusing. But she has clarified. You may take your seat, Honorable Gogo.
Amolo Paul Otiende. Shebor Paul Kibet.
It's voted no.
Paul Abor. Mwafrika Augustine.
Honorable Paul Abor, could you take your vote again?
He has voted no.
Mwafrika Augustine.
Amepiga no. Mwafrika amepiga no.
Honorable Mwafrika.
He has voted no.
Francis Kajwang.
Absent.
Kingara Simon Nganga.
No.
Karemba Eric Mushangi.
No.
Longova Sloya Clement.
No.
Luyai Kale Mamisi.
Absent.
Raso Dido Ali.
No.
Lenguris Pauline.
Ameford no.
Lentoi Johnny Jackson Lekumontare. Letipila Dominic Eli. Lesuda Josephine Naisula. Nikal James Wambura. Ikana Frederick Lusuli.
I vote no.
Odor Christine Ombaka.
Lusuli ameford no. Okay, sawa. Ameford no.
Okay. Lochakapong Peter.
Ameford no.
Kemei Justice Kipsang.
Ameford no.
John Waluke.
No.
Sigei Francis.
Sigei Francis ameford no.
Dr. Shadrach Mwiti.
No.
Onyego Silvana Sosoro. Kiplagat David. Maina Mwago Amos.
I vote yes. Yes.
Odhiambo Millie Grace. Omondi Karoli.
Omondi Karoli no.
Gashobe Samuel.
No.
Mohamed Junet Sheikh Nu. Masara Peter Francis. Mizigi Lydia Aika Munene.
No. Mizigi ameford no.
Abdullahi Amina Dika. Bare Hussein Abdi.
No.
Buire John Okano.
No, where is he?
Buire John Okano.
It's not, no, it's absent.
Oku Edward Kaunya.
Absent.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
Honorable.
Aika ameweka no.
Alisema no.
Honorable Aika, just take your vote again. Thank you.
She's just polite, so.
Otusho Mere Emase.
No.
Mwangi Geoffrey Wandeto.
No.
Murugara George. Nduyo Susan Ngoge. Nganga Alice Wamboi.
No.
Kas
Nduyo Susan Ngugu.
No, just repeat it.
Ako. Susan ako ngui. Just repeat huyu wa Tharaka Nithi.
Susan Gugi. Honorable Susan Gugi Tharaka. Okay, proceed.
Nganga Alice Wamboi.
Ameford no.
Kasait William Kamket.
No.
No.
Aburi Lawrence Mpuri.
Mburi Aburi.
Mutunga John Kanyuithia.
No.
Kibiwot Julius Meli.
No.
Chikati John Murumba. Sioi Lilian Chebet.
No.
Sitienei Janet. Nyitit Cecilia Asinyen.
No.
Emade Joseph Namwar.
No.
Ngolong Nicholas.
Absent.
Nabuin Paul.
Absent.
Namoit John Ariko. Daniel Nanoko Epuyo.
No.
Boss Gladys Jebkosgei. Ochieng David Ouma. Wandai James Opio. Nyamita Mark Ogola.
Nyamita amesema no. Let him take again.
Honorable Nyamita, retake your vote.
You have said no.
Kagezi Kivai Hannes Togesi.
No.
Adagala Beatrice Kahai.
No.
Abdi Kamis Chome.
Absent. Yes, he's there. Okay.
Jeho Fatuma Abdi.
Absent.
Mohammed Aden Naudi. Sane Ibrahim Abdi.
No.
Ado Mohammed Aden. Farah Yusuf Mohammed. Wanyonyi Martin Pepela.
No.
Sitati Daniel Wanyama.
No.
Mogaka Stephen.
No.
Kasiwai Rael Chepkemoi.
No.
Wetangula Timothy Wanyonyi.
I vote yes.
Mwakuona Danson Mwashako. Basil Robert Ngui. Ali Abdisirat Khalif.
No.
Shege Sabina Wanjiro.
Absent.
Denar Joseph Amisi.
No.
Harun Suleka Ulbale.
No.
Ikiara Dorothy Mudhoni.
No.
Iraya Joseph Wainaina. Kosgei Jackson Kipkemoi.
I vote no.
Mayaka Irene Nyakerario. Mohamed Umulker Arun.
Absent.
Mwangi Teresia Wanjiro.
I vote no.
John Badi. Talib Abubakar Hamed.
We can now count.
Absent is 2. Order, honorable members. Honorable Mbadi. Order, honorable members. What's the name of that member? Honorable members, Honorable Waluke. Honorable members, I will again for the last time bring to your attention Standing Order 76, which says that during the division, members shall be maintain order in their house, and shall be in their designated seats and must remain seated until the result is announced. So after this, I will declare you out of order and you will leave the chambers.
Yes.
Two abstentions.
Yes. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Attention, name, absent, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No abstention. Then absent is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No abstention. Yes, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Absent 3. Yes, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Two absent.
Yes, it's 1, 2, 3. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes.
Babia, unajua namba ikiwa bado 100 ni chini. 200 ile mkigawana. Hiyo page nyingine hapo na jina. Now let's totalize. Na calculate sasa. Use a calculator. Hiyo hakuna haja absent.
No, no, it's good.
Okay. Absent. And abstain.
Abstain plus. Honorable Osoro, order members. Order members.
Chair, sasa kanileta iko wapi?